These are the 11 different types of Warzone players. Comment which one you are down below, starting with... The TikTok movement Demon's Y button is hanging on by a thread and is known for breaking any camera he comes into contact with. You start your morning with 2 instant release Adderall washed down with 3 scoops of G Fuel just to get going. You're probably using a VPN. You crank some Norwegian death metal as you slide cancel even in the pregame lobby. You'd be caught dead if you ran any other tactical in the game aside from stims. Once your teammates go down, you suddenly become allergic to the buy station even if you could afford the entirety of a small nation. You never play for the win and only go for kills. If you as much tickle someone with your max range AR, you immediately push across the whole map without telling anybody, and you somehow get the team wipe every time. The rare times you do give callouts, the entire Discord call needs new eardrums. No matter how you die, you complain every time. It's always a hacker, and you never get outplayed. You also never play ranked because it actually requires teamwork. You retired from gaming during the entirety of Warzone 2. You miss Rebirth more than anybody else. You thrive in solo versus quads no-fill, and you without a doubt use the bunny operator skin. This is the classic troll player who is probably running Cali sticks as a secondary. Throwing knives are your best friend. You may camp in a corner all game and do your best to stay stationary at all costs. Or you're spamming stun grenades and smokes to win every close range encounter you can. You flourish in solos since the only thing that can beat you is being outnumbered. You also might have the most wins out of anyone else on this list. There is some overlap between rats and riot shielders, but we got the whole not all rats are riot shielders, but all riot shielders are rats. It could be first circle, the entire lobby's still alive, and your weirdo self will still be in a corner of some random building with a cluster mine, claymore, suppression mine, C4, and guardian ready to go. You remain undetected with cold-blooded and ghost to ensure that no one will ever track you. You may be the most disgraceful player to not only Warzone, but gaming as a whole. You began your rat career as a camper in COD 4, and your emblem in Black Ops 1 probably looks something like this. Each and every win you've gotten has been non-deserving and ungratifying, yet you continue with your evil ways. You have not only the worst mechanical skill, but the worst game sense, hence why you limit your movement to no more than that of an adult troglodyte man hermit. This is everyone's least favorite kind of player, and you're responsible for ruining countless players' wins and high kill games. This is honestly what Warzone was made for. You took all gillied up very seriously as a kid and have adopted the playstyle to Warzone with perfection. You find the tallest building possible and don't leave until you absolutely have to. You passed physics class with flying colors since your bullet trajectory predictions are perfect. You hated Warzone 2 since you couldn't one-shot for the longest time. Right now you're probably using the Cat AMR since the one-shot range is unlimited. If you're not using the Cat AMR, you're probably using the XRK Stalker since it's the closest thing to the Kar 98 that we've ever had. The Stalker player is much more aggressive and treats Resurgence like a 1v1 on Rust. You wish the Stalker would one-shot to unlimited range even though you know it would be broken. Then there's the thermal optic users. These have been extremely relevant for a long time, yet you refuse to let go of it. You're bottling in trauma from the HDR and AX50 thermal meta that has been dead for years. Just give it up, man. These are also known as sweats. You play every game like your mother is being held over a cauldron of lava, begging you to clutch the wind to grant her to safety. You and your sisters have a medical condition that won't let you stay more than 5 meters apart from each other. You're extremely average at the game and never make aggressive plays unless your team is at your hip. You also abused SR placement with low kills all the way up to Plat 1, yet you've never touched Diamond, nor will you ever. You're hopeless without teammates and back out of the lobby once they die. You also for some reason talk the most trash out of every player on this list. The worst part is, you do all these things in pubs too. Honestly, more power to you for using shotguns since they're really not all that viable right now. However, in the inevitable update where they mistakenly buff a shotgun to infinity, your sixth sense has you reinstall the game. This is your bread and butter and the only time you play regularly. You're the reason the snake shots have become meta 3 separate times. You died the day the doof was nerfed but was resurrected once the broadside was introduced. If you're a true shotgunner, you probably ran a riot shield as your secondary to overlap with yet another despised playstyle. You have the most patience of anyone else on this list. You probably came from Battlefield and wish that Battlefield put out a decent game in the last decade. You play Warzone as if it's a campaign mission. Your teammates are actually good enough to grant you 5 wins in a row, which most people could never dream about doing. You're probably good at Rainbow Six Siege also. You were pretty pissed when they allowed players to just get 30 wins in a season to unlock the contract when you had to win 5 consecutive. You wear your nuke skin as a badge of honor. You wouldn't even play Warzone if the nuke contract wasn't in the game. You spend more time piloting a vehicle than on foot. Like me, you wish Warzone had custom games really bad. The heavy chopper being brought back was the best day of your life. If Warzone 2 was good for one thing, it was adding boats to the game. You spent your days on Caldera in the plains. You never let anyone else drive. You've clutched several wins by chilling in a helicopter final circle. You wish they would buff Berthas back to Warzone 1 launch Berthas. You loved Twisted Metal as a kid. You take cars where they're not supposed to go. You also have several felony counts of vehicle manslaughter. You play the game for fun or only when your friends ask you to. There's a good chance you don't even own the base game. You play with motion blur on. You're always asking someone to buy their gun for you to use. You're still using Modern Warfare 2 guns. You're well aware your skill level and play extremely passively. You forget to tac sprint. A win to you still hits like a Fortnite win in 2017. Damn. You will do whatever your teammates tell you to. You probably have the most fun out of every type of player. You don't even get mad at the game. Unlike the casual, you play the game every day. But you're still bad. You have your ear to the ground when it comes to unfair exploits in the game. You've used an RPG as your secondary since launch, even with the nerfs. You probably glazed every time you got a grenade launcher in Warzone 1. You used every gun in the entire history of broken guns in Warzone video. You used snapshot grenades, stuns, flashes, cluster mines, bomb drones, proximity mines, and claymores. You immediately go for the ray gun in Fortune's Keep and make sure to use all 20 rounds. You enjoy skill-based matchmaking. You were such a disappointment in life that you turned to video games as an escape, yet you were so bad at even that you had to ruin the fun for everybody else by becoming a cheater. That's all. All your life's problems magically were solved right after subscribing. You're in the minority. You are well endowed. You may have even given me the idea for this video. Seriously though, shout out AJ. You're the best fan base on YouTube. The beauty of this type of player is that anyone can do it. You might even pay $3 a month to join the ORRZONE. Enough with the shameless plugs. These are the 11 types of players in Warzone. Comment which player you are down below. Let me know if you guys want more videos like this. I know this kind of strays away from my traditional content, so please check out some of my other Warzone videos as well. Check out my live streams right here on YouTube. Don't even have to go to another app. Join my Discord if you're feeling crazy. And if you liked, leave a like. If you didn't, leave a dislike. And thank you so much for watching.